All right, guys, it's time to check out this analog digital watch from Butler. This is called the model OOOI, and it is very cool looking. I was trying to do a little bit of research on the movement because that's one of the main things that stand out with this watch, and the size, the package that it's in. But before I kind of cover some of that stuff, and listen, if you clicked on this video thinking you're going to get a bunch of detail on how to set this watch or operate this watch, you can go ahead and just jump off the video right now. Because quite frankly, I have the instruction booklet here, and I kind of scrolled through it. I actually struggle with it. So, and much like other watches that I've handled that have the analog digital, this style of movement, it's an ETA 988.333, and there's some other variations of it. I struggle with all of them, and I usually don't use any of the other features. This is fine having it in the Wednesday, the 21st, and then the time. I'm totally fine with that. It does a bunch of other stuff, stopwatch kind of, and I'll try to cycle through that stuff, but I don't know how to, I shouldn't say I don't know how. I haven't taken the time to learn it, so I'm not going to be able to share that with you because I don't even know. So let's just cover the watch and talk about that. Before I do, I have to say big thanks to Scott, who's in my Discord, who asked me if I wanted to check this out. So he met Corey, the owner of Butler, who is also a pilot. They're both pilots, and they know each other somehow. I don't know exactly their backstory, but turns out Corey owns Butler and is making these watches and an app, which I started to check out. The app was really cool. I'll try to put a link to everything in the description down below. But of course, Scott was like, that's freaking cool. I'm into watches. I want to buy your watch. So he did, because he don't make very many. Like, I think there's only 99 of these, and there's only so many left. There might only be like 20 of them left. Let's get into the watch. So the watch case is 40, I measure 40.3. So essentially 40 millimeter, and then 46.8 lug to lug. So 40 by 47 essentially. 11.2 thick to the double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside, 20 millimeter lug width here, and then a 6.5 millimeter crown. Now the crowns aren't going to be able to screw down on watches when they have this movement, because the crown, like most watches, the crown uses to adjust things, but it also functions in a unique way. So you have to do like single, like quick rotations, and then it'll stimulate a change in the mode that you're in. Now, with this movement, there is no backlighting on the digital either. That is solely held for, I think, maybe Breitling or something. Like, nobody else can really get that one. So there are a few other companies that are using this similar movement, but they're usually like a lot more money. This thing's only $650, $649 actually. And when I looked up the movement, these movements are like $200. So, it's pretty cool that this is actually packaged at $650 when you know the movements are like $200, and then he has an American-made leather strap with it, and it comes with a bracelet. But I am going to be like straight up honest, the bracelet is definitely not the best part about the watch. It has split pin design, it has hollow end links, and it has a fully stamped clasp and 3 micro adjusts. So the bracelet is not the highlight, but it does match the watch. So if you do want to wear it on bracelet, they definitely have one for it. I'm not sure if there's anything else that will fit with it, but with a 20 millimeter lug width, you can certainly wear it on pretty much anything else. And quite frankly, this is a very high quality leather strap. I think this is very nice. It is handmade in the USA, genuine leather. It is padded, but not like overly padded. So I feel like it would break in nicely, and it has nice matching hardware. So we'll do a wrist shot with that here in a moment. One fixed keeper, one floating keeper. It looks like the kit comes with some stickers, some microfiber cloth. Actually comes with this like ID tag holder. So like, people that are in the airline industry, certainly pilots and everything, they pretty much wear their tag on something like that. So that's appropriate for that. And the case, I mean, listen, I don't really talk about cases and boxes too much, but it's a legitimate Pelican case, and it, it's branded, and very cool cutouts in the foam already. That's all done to house the watch, and then a certificate of authenticity. I don't think I need to really worry about that anyway, but a really cool, nice case. I mean, it's versatile. So I think I covered pretty much everything in that aspect. There is loom on this, and we will cover that. And I did mention earlier about an app. The app is called Time Flies, and it's by Butler. So if you go to, I don't know if it's available with Android, but I looked it up on my iPhone. It's definitely available with my iPhone because I actually did it. I think there's in-app purchases, but the way the app is set up is very cool. It gives you the exact time, but it gives it like a watch face, and then it has a GMT hand on there. So you have different inputs you can put in there, and it'll help you set your GMT watch up. So if you are having issue setting your GMT watch, like I always do, I've tried to explain it on video, and I still don't know what the heck I'm doing, so I'm the wrong person to explain it to you. This app will help you do that. So check out the app. It was free for me to get it right there, but it does say something about in-app purchases, so I don't know what that means. But so anyway, if you quickly, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. All right, so if you rotate the crown, see, this is where I struggle with this. Okay, so there you go. Now you're on seconds, and it still has the date, and then maybe you got to wait a little bit or something. I don't know. But it has a really cool skeletonized handset. That's really cool. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, this is your second time zone, or this time zone. It's just showing it digitally, right? No, this is a second time zone. It's set for 5:27. So I think you can set that so you have a second time zone that says PM. So, but again, like you got to pull the crown out, I think, to do setting mode. This is where, okay, so now we're in neutral zone. So this will help save battery too. It's still doing all that stuff in the background, but it's just nothing on the display. So it should help save battery. And then here is, I think, your alarm, and it's on off. If you push it, then you could have it on or set it, but I have it on off. I could set it. This is your chronograph, so it's a stopwatch thing, so you can hit it and it starts, actually has an audible tone, and then you can stop it. You can do split times and stuff like that. You can start and stop it, but if you stop it and hold it down, it'll zero back out. So that's pretty easy. And then this is like if you wanted to have an additional chronograph hand running, so you could do some split timing and stuff like that. And just to back up a little bit, the OOOI, all pilots are going to know what that means. That stands for, I think this is the main timekeeping things they do when they do their flights or something. It's out, off, on, in. And it's like out of parking, off the runway, on the runway, and in parking. So that's time 2. Actually, it says T2 up top, so that's your second time zone. So I think that first one just needed to be synced with the digital and the analog handset, because this is your second time zone portion here. And then this is a countdown timer. Now here, I think you pop the crown out, and then you can go up to 24 hours, but you can set whatever you want your countdown to be. And then when you push it in, it actually starts the countdown. And then if you just want to reset that, you just hold that in. It'll zero it back out. So, I mean, some of this is slightly intuitive. My issue I have with it, and I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, is how to cycle. I don't think you can cycle quickly between the different things. But essentially, this is how I would leave it. I would leave it here or in neutral position. And then, so here, when you pop it out, that's how you adjust things. So that's your year, I think. But see, I don't know how to. So I think that's just your year. So maybe here you can adjust. Still the. Anyway, guys. So, okay, this is where you adjust the time. So you can adjust your time and match it. But it's not tied together, so I don't understand why it's off here. So there's a way you can sync that, I'm sure. I know. I'm making a fool of myself here, guys, but I just wanted to show you the watch. So obviously I'm not the authority on setting this up for sure. But it does come with the information manual, and the link in the description, there's a PDF file I think you can download to also set it up. And I went crazy long on this. I apologize for going long on this. But it's a potentially complicated watch, but you can simplify it, I'm sure. Here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Perfect size. I mean, basically 40 by 47. So that's a really good size for a lot of people. The strap definitely needs to be broken in, but once it does, it'll be awesome. So let's blast this thing a little bit. I didn't see what loom he's actually using, but let's kill the lights and maybe we can figure it out, because this is a loomed up watch. There we go. Judging by the white print and the cool blue loom on this, I'm guessing this is BGW9, and it's loomed up really nice. I like this. Got those nice hands on this. And like I said, you're not going to get any backlight with the digital display on this, so that's one downside, but also it's only $650 for this style of watch. Is pretty awesome. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.